Look here.
There.
Okay. Okay, so.
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah, it's a video. Hi.
Hello.
I'm April,
I'm Eliza.
and we are the class of 2003.
2003.
Class of 2004.
2004.
I'm Margaret Robbins Wax, in class of 1963.
I'm Sherry Johnniff, class of 1988.
1988.
1988. Hi, I'm Alana Mueller from Overland Park, Kansas, from the class of 1993, and you are?
Keisha Anderson Jones, class of 1993.
1993.
Class of 2018.
2018.
So my name is Janae Johnson, and I'm from the class of 1998.
2008.
My name is Theanne Griffith, class of 2008.
I'm Amanda Rowe, class of 2008.
I'm Ebony, and I'm class of 2008.
And who are you?
Hi, my name is Kim Tuyen Tran. I'm class of 2013.
2013.
2013.
2013.
2023. 2023.
Class of 2023.
Diploma students.
Diploma students, yay.
I have many, many, many happy memories at Smith.
I remember when I was a freshman and Mr. Mendenhall was inaugurated as the president. To celebrate that event, they invited Ella Fitzgerald to come and perform, which he did. And that was fabulous. And I think it was my senior year, but I'm not sure which year it was. Martin Luther King, who was just becoming known at that time, came to speak. He gave a wonderful sermon at the chapel, but he also came to one of the dorms in the living room, and we all sat around and just listened to him and asked him questions and everything.
Smith has been such a force in my life, and I hope you continue to have tea. Tea Friday afternoons was the highlight of the week.
Probably the best is always like the house teas. Friday afternoon in Morrow when we had tea and watch Oprah Winfrey.
Having time to take a break and eat with our classmates was always like my favorite fond memory.
An incredible opportunity for us to bond and to relax and to fill our souls.
And we're still together. I'm here at reunion. We're still together with the same group that hung out in Morrow House living room.
Yeah, I know I was here for the academics, but honestly, the biggest takeaway was the connections to people, to like the most amazing, wonderful people that I've ever known.
The friendships. I think I learned how to be a good friend at Smith College. I learned how to be open to other people at Smith College.
The great leaders around me and the ability to support and encourage one another.
Everybody is beautiful, you know? Like, it is so important to be accepting of differences and uniqueness, and I feel like I got a really good taste of that here.
Just spending hours and hours and hours with my three closest friends who we all lived in the same house, and being back for a reunion just brings back so many memories of those times when our lives were so intertwined and connected in a way that was really lovely, and is something that I don't think at the time I realized how special that was.
We met 10 years ago, right before graduation.
We did. Yes, we did.
He was with me when I was here originally.
Spent a lot of time here.
Yes.
Mostly running to catch the B-43 back to UMass Amherst.
Yes.
So, Keish,
Yes.
you were the first person that I met when I came on campus, the very first person.
We're roommates from Hashimi House.
My first memory at Smith was meeting my roommate Maya.
My freshman roommate. We met 9 years ago because we were first year roommates.
We were first year roommates. And so I guess our first memory was each other.
Yeah, it was love at first sight.
And you said?
I don't remember.
It rhymes with banana. Alana, like banana. Alana, like banana.
And you never forgot, did you?
I did not.
And even though we didn't know each other, we felt like we had no issues with each other. We thought we probably will, because that's what roommates do. Okay. So we decided to take all of our frustration out, get ahead of it. That night there was a first year festival orientation thing.
A like carnival.
And they had a boxing ring.
A bouncy boxing ring with gigantic inflatable boxing gloves.
That's our first memory, is trying to punch each other with big
that big.
They were ridiculously
They're
large
very big.
boxing gloves.
And we've been friends ever since.
Been friends
Rest
ever
is
since.
history, as they would say.
We are still really good friends.
Today we are friends.
30 years.
30 years, 34 years.
Well,
And now it is 24 years later. We're at our 20th reunion now, and we're still buddies.
And we haven't punched each other since.
No. And we have.
And we're still cute.
And we're still cute.
And we're still smart.
We were in Professor Intrader's grad class.
It was an education class. It must have been.
Yeah, we were.
I was doing my master's in teaching.
Yeah.
And you were finishing your undergrad.
Yep, and we had to review each other's high school
Teaching
videos.
Yeah. Which is horrifying.
And then we started dating.
Yeah.
At graduation, your parents cheered for me.
They did. And then 10 years later, we're here at the reunion. And
Yeah.
we are expecting our first child
In 3 weeks.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So we're glad that Smith brought us together.
Yeah, super grateful for Smith.
I just feel incredibly blessed to have gone to Smith, being around everyone, all our friends. 10 years later and realizing how close we are really makes me value the structure, the setup, the environment that Smith set up not only to make us successful at the academic level, but also just in terms of learning values and making great friends.
I used to work the morning shift and have a lot of fun with Jane and Nelda at the circulation desk in the morning.
Amy and Priscilla were my best friends from the first week at Smith.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Sue, Barbara, and Kathy in the trial courthouse downtown. I studied there for 4 years, and they became family.
My sister was the class of 2002, and while I might not have appreciated it as much as I should have at the time, it's really wonderful now to share the Smith experience and the Smith memories with my sister.
During ISP, or International Student Pre-Orientation, it's where I met all my favorite people who I've kept in touch with over the years and who I've spent some of my favorite memories at Smith with. A bunch of them were all engineers. We'd spend endless nights at Ford Hall, in Nielsen Library.
So I remember falling asleep at Nielsen Library and unintentionally enjoying my naps.
Studying with friends on the first floor, which was a lot of fun, and we used to make a lot of noise and everybody would give us a lot of looks.
I studied for hours. We were in the library until like 1 a.m. It was so cold for some reason, and I think I was sick. Freshman year in May, when I was studying at Nielsen Library, and it was my birthday, and even though all of that sounds like it would be a really bad memory, one of my friends brought me tea and a snack and a jacket at like 12:30 at night. I was walking home from the library and I saw all of my friends. They had candles and a birthday cake and pastries from La Florentina. And I think you guys had balloons and stuff. And I just felt so loved by Smith and so loved by my friends. It was like so many people. It was so magical. I just like, oh, what a beautiful time. And I was so surprised. I did not know that anyone knew that it was my birthday. I just really had a great time here.
I look back on those years with great fondness.
And that's actually one of my very positive memories of my time here at Smith College.
I have so many amazing memories of Smith, starting out with Bridge. I came in Bridge 1989 and made lifelong friends that I'm still in touch with since then. We talk almost every week. I remember being involved in Nosotras and all of what we did, and studying late at the library, studying late in our rooms, ordering pizza in the middle of the night. So just so many amazing memories.
There's a lot of really hard parts about graduating. Well, we're all very excited about it. We were also realizing that it was probably the last time for a while that we'd all be in the same place. And so I suggested that we go to Mount Tom and have a picnic.
I most remember a mountain day. A group of us went up to the top of Mount Tom. We had stopped first to get a picnic lunch at one of the country marts. And I remember we talked about what were our dreams and what was coming next.
It was such a gorgeous day out, and we were sitting at a picnic table, and just talking, and it was really nice.
That day really has stuck with me because it was a day full of hope. I was with people who I loved and who loved me back.
It just had a lot of good feelings.
It's one of the things that when I think back on Smith, it's just, I'm sitting right back on that sunny day on top of the mountain, just hanging out, and I just loved it.
I know that I'm really going to miss those friends, and wherever we go next, I hope that we stay in touch.
Hold your friends, your Smith friends, close in your heart and close in your lives. And I hope that everybody has that sense of belonging for the rest of their lives.
Do you all want to say anything?
I think looking around campus is really nice, and I feel like this place has a really kind of historic, good vibe to it.
Yeah, and I can, even though I've only been here a few times, it still feels kind of like home, and I think it's because it's just, like, so similar to you, and it's kind of like this was your home for, like, so many years, and I don't know, I might come here, too, because I want to try and study social work, and I know there's a really good social work program for the graduate, so maybe I'll come here.
So, future Smithies here.
I remember when I was trying to figure out if Smith was the place for me, it actually didn't come across my mind until a mentor of mine mentioned to me after I had created my college list if I had ever heard of Smith College. And I told her, no, I haven't heard of Smith. And she looked me right in the eye and she said, Arlene, like, I really do have a feeling that you're Smith material. And I never understood that until after experiencing Smith, as taking all the values that I learned here around like boldness and being non-compliant and like questioning everything and looking at everything through a critical lens and ensuring that in everything that I did, there was an approach to like social justice and making sure that you leave everything better than what it was. All those values were always in me. And I feel like Smith really brought those things out of me. And I'm always so thankful to the mentor that saw in me the potential to be a match at Smith. But really, Smith did change my life. It changed my perspective, all the things that I now believe in and am passing down to my child and future child that I'm pregnant with in this moment. I am so blessed to have had this experience.
Smith College has impacted me so very, very deeply. I think who I am and what I am out in the world, and certainly being a mom to my 3 amazing kids, to be able to think freely, to think radically, to think in a way that could actually impact not only other women, but certainly the next generation and certainly the world.
I've many times been able to tap into the Smith Network and get new resources and new things from that experience, and it's just so amazing to be part of it and to be available as a resource for students who are coming up behind me.
There's no beating that Smithy network.
No, it's great. It's the best, whether you are really close friends or just someone you see at reunion or someone you haven't talked to ever. They're still the like, oh, what house were you in?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I chose Smith. I am the first woman in my immediate family to have a college degree, and for it to come from Smith is more meaningful than anything in my life. So I'm really happy to be back here.
To be surrounded by people I love at a school that I love in a place that is so beautiful and so special to me really, really made my life very, very good.
Here's to you, Smith. I celebrate you. I appreciate you. And I'm so very happy to be back home.
I love Smith. Thank you. We love you.
We love you, Smith.
Love you, Smith. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much for everything, for the mug and all the great experience. And I have nothing else to say, so slay.
I don't know how you're supposed to do this for 2 minutes. Should we stop?
We should stop.
Okay,
I
great.
think they're counting down. They're saying you have to stop soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, bye.
Yeah, say goodbye soon.
Goodbye.
We should all be lucky to find a Smithy.
There's only so many of us. You gotta get on it.